Welcome back to Spilling and Spiraling. I'm Alicia,
And I am Tiffany.
and we've got some fun things we're going to spill and spiral about. So, Tiffany, I know you went to New York. You have to tell me all about it. I've been like dying to know how your trip
Yeah,
was.
it was insane. We only went for like 2 days, but we happened to be there when the Knicks won the
Gosh.
last, I don't know if it was like the finals or whatever it was, but people were insane.
Yeah, it was the
I
NBA, yeah, NBA playoffs.
Yes, okay, yeah. I heard people were, like, setting off other people with fireworks and, I don't know, insane stuff. I did hear fireworks from our room because we were staying in Town Square or Ti Town Square, Times Square, so I could hear all the stuff happening, but we just saw some crazy stuff from the street. Like, I almost saw someone get mugged. Like, this man just reached up to this girl and grabbed her purse a little bit. Yeah, and I it was so not funny, but, like, the girl was, like, right in front of me, and I saw the man kind of getting close to her, but then I kind of intercepted and walked in between them, and Gil's yelling at me. He's like, "Tiffany, stop, stop." And I was just going. And I guess he had previously I guess I didn't notice it, he had grabbed her purse strap and was, like, trying to pull it, and I didn't see any of it, and Gil's like, "You need to not, like, walk in front of people when they're about to get mugged." And I was like, "Well, I probably saved her, so you're welcome."
Also, like, how do you know that someone is getting mugged until like the mugging actually really happens? Like, what?
Right, I was like, I didn't see him pull her purse, so I probably just helped sister out, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there
Well,
was just, like, a bunch of crazy stuff like that, like, people were fighting in the streets and all, I don't know, craziness.
yeah, no, it must have been I actually was, like, seeing a lot of TikToks about it, and I was like, "I wonder." Luckily, I mean, for y'all's safety, probably, it's lucky that they weren't playing in New York, they were playing in San Antonio,
Yeah,
because I feel like that would have been so crazy for you.
yeah, it would have been insane. But yeah, that was fun, and then we also went to Soft Bar.
So jealous.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's in Brooklyn, but, like, I don't know. I just had this idea. I've never been to Brooklyn before, so I was like, "Okay, it's gonna be right there, and then we'll be able to go directly to Pebble Beach after. We can go to all these rooftop bars." It's not anywhere near, like, all the touristy Brooklyn things. It's kind of far, so it's in this kind of industrial area, and it was so empty. Nobody was in there, but it was a Sunday morning, and I'm sure it
Okay.
gets busier, but I was so bummed. I really wanted some kind of soft bar merch or something like that. They didn't have anything, but the drinks were really good.
That's good. I know they've been sold out online with their merch for, like, months, I feel. Maybe it's not been months, but that's
Maybe
how it
that's
feels
why
for
they
me.
didn't have anything because they're already sold out.
Yeah. I feel like any company nowadays that you need to have merch. Like, it doesn't everybody loves a good t-shirt. Like, I'm right now wearing a merch t-shirt from the TikTok library lady that I mentioned a couple weeks ago.
But
I bought
yeah.
merch. Yeah, so
Well, and
get
that's
on
like a
that,
big reason I
Carl.
wanted to go because I was like, I want something to commemorate that I came into soft bar, but
Right.
they didn't have anything. But it was cool. They had Tom Holland's non-alc beer. They had Loverboy non-alc. I got a really good matcha drink, and I saw the teddy bear, Lindsay's teddy bear.
Well, I thought he said it was in his office. So it's
No, I saw it on the it was on some little, like, speaker thing downstairs, but they had an upstairs section, and I believe that's where he records his podcast upstairs. I was really hoping to see him, but then I was creeping on Instagram, and I think he was in Toronto for one of Kyle's shows, and I was like,
yes.
"Damn."
I feel like he came back though, like that night or that next day
I was hoping he
because
would, because I know the show was Saturday, so I was like, "Maybe he'll pop in on Sunday," but no, we didn't have any sightings.
dang, next time.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
layout, though, reminds me of, like, you have one view of what it's gonna look like because of the show, but then when you go in, it reminds me kind of like TomTom, how everything is just vertically back. It's not
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
It's smaller than I imagined, and it's just, like, straight back.
Okay. I feel like TV Magic does things with because even when we went to TomTom, we didn't think it was gonna look like that, I don't think. Like,
No.
we had, like, a different view in our head of how it was gonna look.
And same thing with Sir. I always think Sir is so much bigger, and then I go in and it's not that
Yeah,
big.
right.
Yeah.
Well, sounds
But it was
like an
fun. It was good.
interesting time in New York. Yeah.
Yeah. This week I also went to one of the Trader Joe's bag drops.
Yeah, you have to tell me about this because I saw your Instagram and you said you could see. I tried to look for you. I know in your clip you were like, "Oh, you can see
It's
like the top
really
right of
hard
my
to
head or
see.
whatever."
Yeah. You can barely see it, but people were making news stories about it because it was honestly more insane than the most crazy Black Friday I've been to in my life. Like, completely unhinged. I got there, I was like Gilbert was making fun of me. He's like, "Who's gonna wait outside for Trader Joe's tote bag? That's crazy." And I get there, and the line is wrapped out through the parking lot into the next parking lot over. It's a crazy long line. I get in line maybe like 15 minutes before they open because I didn't think it was gonna be that crazy. And thankfully, as soon as they opened the doors, everyone like went in really fast. But once I got in, it was crazy. People were pushing, shoving. I had grabbed a basket because I was going to buy some groceries while I was in there. And thankfully, I had my basket and people were throwing bags into the crowd. And I was just like, whoo, catching them. But people were getting so crazy. This man next to me like shoved me with his elbow. And I was like, dang, dude. Like, I was so pissed. And there were like little old ladies with walkers trying to get bags. I mean, I saw a man with a baby strapped to his chest, like, throw him over here, throw him over here. And I was like, what is this?
What did the bag look like?
It's super cute. It's like a pastel striped one. You can have one if you want because I got 8. The store that I went to had a limit. And so I was like, okay, well, that's good. Why are all these people fighting if there's a limit to how many you can get?
I mean,
And yeah, you see so many families, like, they had their kids getting 8. Each person that they were with were all getting 8. And I know they're
right.
gonna resell these bags, which is messed up. I mean, I got 8 too, but I got them, like, for myself and my friends, and I'm not gonna keep them all for myself, and I'm not gonna resell them,
Right.
but these people are gonna sell them for, like, $30 when they were 2.99.
I've seen people like take the Trader Joe's bags and they like paint on them or they like
Mm.
embroider stuff on them and then they charge like $500 for it.
My gosh.
Yeah. So there's definitely a community that I don't know if they pay that much, but they definitely do crazy.
Wait,
That almost seems like yeah, like old school Black Friday or like when there's like those what was it on like Sex in the City when there's like sample sales of like dresses or
yes.
whatever. It sounds like that was the same level of hype.
People were, like, screaming, and I thought they would have a better system because I feel like when places do drops like this, they have, like, a whole system of, like, go to the employee, get the item, whatever,
Right.
but no, it was just a giant box and a free-for-all, so people were grabbing them by the armful, and I was like, "You're not gonna be able to buy all those, first of all. Second of all, get what you need and get out." Like,
It's like the 2020 toilet paper issue.
yes!
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
I
crazy.
saw somebody posted on Threads, it was, like, a picture of all their Trader Joe's bags. And they were like, "Look what I got. I spent 2 minutes in Trader Joe's," and someone else was like, "Well, we know what kind of person you were during the pandemic."
Yeah, that's, you know, I'm glad you had that experience though. You got to see the love, I guess, for Trader Joe's.
I just was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in the morning before I start work, just gonna grab a bag real quick, like, before they sell out tomorrow." No, they were gonna sell out within an
Right.
hour.
That's crazy. Well, because we went into a Trader Joe's a couple months ago and we got little tote bags, the Halloween
Yeah,
ones.
yes!
There's no
I was
issue with them at
explaining that
all.
to my mother-in-law. I was like, "We got the Halloween ones, but, like, it wasn't a drop. They just had 'em."
Yeah, maybe they were leftovers, like people already
Yeah.
crazy for them, maybe, and they had more.
I mean, the spring ones are really cute, but I don't know. It was a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you survived.
I survived the bag drop of 2026.
Spring 2026, because I'm sure
Yeah,
sure
I'm
there'll
sure
be
there'll be
more.
another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my week wasn't as adventurous as yours. So this past weekend, Tony and I went to the farmers market,
Mm,
which was super fun. It was a lot smaller than farmers markets I'm used to, but like a lot more like food based, which I loved because I feel like
oh, yeah, that's fun.
sometimes you go to farmers markets now and it's like they went off of like Temu and they're like trying to sell you. like these things that they got from another country, and it's
That's
not
how
like
I
anything
feel the
cute.
Dallas one is. It's just not anything special.
Yeah, no, so we went to, which if you're free, please join. So there's something called the Stanton Trade Days, which is in Midland, Odessa, and I went last October with Tony and his parents, and it's it's very large. It's got like outdoor food, like the food you get at carnivals and stuff. Then they have like a lot of handmade stuff, and then there was some like Timu sprinkled in or whatever. And then
Yeah.
there was like two or three like really big like warehouse type buildings that had like a bunch of vendors in it that was like basically all like people made their own stuff. Like I got here, I can show you. And you've probably seen this, but like I got this. It's like 3D printed. It's a 3D printed helmet that the
Cute.
guy made, and he had one for all of the sports, all the football sports.
How
So
cute.
yeah, so but yeah, so that's what we did. Tony got jalapeno bread, sourdough
Mm.
cookies, and then I got a bunch of bagels. And the guy was so nice. He was like, "Oh, like, do you want to try some?" And I was like, "Sure." He's like, "Have as many as you want. I don't care." I brought Sadie with us. "Oh, does your dog want some? Have some. I don't care." I was like, you just love to make bagels and not care. And that's the lifestyle I need in my life. And
Bagels
so
and
good.
not caring is so
Yeah.
important.
Bread. And then outside of that, I've been building a Lego. I got
Nice.
the I got the Shrek Lego.
Ooh,
So
cute.
yes, I've got Donkey built and almost all of Shrek built. I don't have his head or his arms, but
Cute.
I've been working on that, and it's been so nice. Like I just feel like I'll put on a show or something, and I'm just like I don't even look at my phone. It's like, and the next thing I know, it's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I have to go to bed. It's so nice. I'm
Mm.
like, I really need this to like restore.
Ooh, love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And then lastly, like I said, I watched a lot of TV, and so I watched Hell's Kitchen because it was on, and then America's Sweethearts did their third season, so
Mm,
I binged all of that in a day. Yeah. So like I said,
I love
super
it.
chill, super low key, nothing crazy, but it's been a good week,
Sounds
Can't complain.
relaxing.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into the news.
Okay.
So, first on our news list, there's been this group that has been going around from all these different libraries. They're called Lucha Libre. They're a high energy, action packed story time, which is really cool. They're bringing live wrestling
Cute.
matches to libraries all across the US to promote literacy. And if you look at the pictures of this, it's super cute. They're just, all these kids are popping off, super excited about it. But if you're not familiar with the sport Lucha Libre, it's a popular Mexican inspired wrestling. And Libro means book in Spanish. So Lucha Libro. But yeah, they have events between California and New Jersey, all the way from California to New Jersey. And yeah, it seems like a really cool event.
Yeah. Having been to Mexico and seeing a luchador experience, I would love to see what that's like. Obviously, it's got to be a little more for kids in a
I'm so
library.
jealous. Yeah, well, my favorite movie is Nacho Libre.
Good movie.
So yeah, I mean, I would love to see a luchador at the library. Sounds wonderful.
Yes. Yes. Watch Jack Black just shows up. That would
I
actually be a
would
great brand ambassador.
I would lose my mind.
So something that I saw in the news lately is UK recently has banned social media for kids under the age of 16. And it seems like there's a lot of countries doing this now. And you, as someone with kids, I would love to hear your take. But yeah, it does seem that it includes like Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all the big ones. I guess Facebook is still considered a big one. And
Mm.
I heard someone say that like they now have all this free time and they don't know what to do with it, these kids, while they're at school
Read a
or not at
book.
school, but like in general. Yeah, they just like stare at walls, apparently, is what one girl said that she does. So yeah, I don't I understand how social media can be so addicting, but it's also just interesting because when we grew up, social media was kind of around, but it's not like we had this like need to want to be on it. Like we would talk to our friends, we'd hang out. Like I'd go home from school and check my Facebook, but I wasn't
There
allowed to
was,
have
like,
my phone.
computer time. It wasn't on
Yeah.
our phones. It was like we went to the family computer and we went on MySpace, we did some light coding, and then went on with our day after, like, an hour.
Yeah. I think my version of social media back then was like no, Pinterest. Like I would go
Yeah, that
on
was great.
like I'd go on Pinterest like at school and just like stuff. And yeah, so I don't know if it'll ever come to the States. Right now it's all outside of the States.
I
But
feel like
it is
16 is kind
interesting.
of old to have to wait. I don't know, we had it when we were 13, but it's
Yeah,
probably
but
for the best.
I feel like it's advanced so much. Like Facebook
It
really
has.
wasn't like I mean, you could poke somebody or message, and I know people were
The
probably
poke.
accepting, yeah, I had to poke, accept like friend requests of people they don't know. But Instagram is so large in compare like you don't need to be following people to like see what's being posted, and like you now have a feed that recommends things, and even TikTok like it
Yeah.
could just push out videos to you, and it is, as an
I
adult,
kind
it
of
is very like mind numbing in a sense.
I kind of wish that YouTube had stronger controls because that's the thing like my kids want to be on, which I know it's not social media, but they think that they're going to grow up to be YouTubers. And I feel like a lot of kids think that. And I'm like, that's not really, I mean, yeah, you could, but it's probably not the career path you're going to end up with. And
Yeah.
I even caught my daughter watching, like, they watch shorts and stuff. And I guess a little kid that she was playing with put on an inappropriate video, and then a ton of inappropriate videos came up, and they were just, like, in her algorithm, and I'm like, "This is bad. My seven-year-old should not be watching this," and she got banned from watching YouTube.
For the best, yeah. Well, so no,
Yeah.
YouTube is considered part of the ban. So,
Interesting.
yeah, I think that's a valid point. And I have nieces who are, the oldest is 16, so the rest of my niece and nephew, they're younger, but like same for them. Like one of them told me that they go to school and all their friends want to be like social media influencers,
Yeah.
and not that like that's necessarily a bad thing. Like you can definitely want to, there's so many options. I don't think like you can't do that, but like don't make it your all day, everyday thing, because I feel like a lot of people on the internet are saying like they want influencers who also have like a 9 to 5 or like have something else that they're doing. So go get that
Yeah.
education, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be like formal. And I feel like if you want to do that, you have to pay attention in school and like get good grades and not be
And the way
distracted.
trends and influencers change has been so vast over the years. Like, even looking in the last 10 years, we had influencers that were like the ideal lifestyle. And now today we have a lot more influencers that are teaching us stuff and showing us new things, and bringing us
Hmm.
value. Whereas before it used to just be like, look at my nice kitchen. So just
Yeah,
thinking about the way all that has changed for kids to be like, I'm going to be an influencer. You have no idea how it's going to change in the next 5 to 10 years.
right. Yeah, 100%. And watching the America's Sweethearts documentary, I guess it's a reality TV show, documentary-esque, but like the people, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
people are so mean, not the Cowboys cheerleaders, but like they talk about on this season how, so there's 3 seasons, right? And this 3rd season is basically like them finally being able to talk about the social media aspect of
Mm,
how much their show has now taken off, because when season 1 was released, they were already filming season 2. So like they didn't really get to see that and film that in season 2, but now season 3's been filmed. They're basically like, yeah, like people are like criticizing our dance moves, and like they're
mm.
telling us that no one on the team likes us, and that they're pointing out the flaws that we have. And I'm like, it's such a harmful thing about social media. And also like you try to go dance and do all those. I could never. So like I'm not going to make any sort of comment ever, and the fact that people do is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do that, but yeah. So that's one piece of news, and then the other one is apparently GLP-1s are making people mad, retailers specifically. So there was an article that I found. on the Washington Journal, I believe, are basically like retailers, like clothing stores are seeing an uptick in returns due to
because they're
GLP-1s.
not outgrowing, but they're shrinking.
Yeah, so like they'll try it on and then I think that also boils down to like people don't want to try clothes on at the store, so they'll buy it and then return it. But I think they're seeing like I think it said like something like 20% of items are normally returned, but now that's increased by like 5 to 10 points just because of GLP-1s. So, I mean, I don't think that it should bother retailers that much, but they are seeing
Yeah.
sales loss. So like from a business standpoint, I get it, but also it's like, let people do what they
Wonder how
want.
they attribute that to GLP-1s, because like you said, a lot of people, I mean, I buy online and then I return if I don't like it because 'cause I'm not going into the
Yeah.
store.
Yeah. No, that's a valid question. I don't know. I think it's all dependent. Like they could have insight into people like who are on it and, then
True.
say,
Yeah.
like, you get asked to do surveys, so maybe that's included.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
yeah, that's it. That's all I
Okay,
had for my
let's
news. So yeah, let's get into the gossip of it all.
gossip. Okay, have you been keeping up with Love Island? I'm a little bit behind.
Yeah, I didn't see like the last episode or two, but I'm pretty caught up.
Okay,
So
I
what?
think I'm
Yeah.
maybe 4 episodes behind,
Okay.
but basically I'm at the point where America just wrote it out. Bea,
Mm-hmm. Beatrice.
and yeah, I liked
Yeah,
her a lot. I thought she was really
I
great.
did too. I did too. I think the one like well, I have two complaints about this season of Love Island. First one being like I don't think like we should have voted to kick her off. Like I understand it creates like a fun dynamic of like, oh, what's happening with reality TV, but like uh, it was sad to see her go for sure. And then also it's like they make out way too much. Like where are the dates? Aren't there
You
more
said that
dates?
to me You said that to me, and I was like, now I can't unhear it,
I'm sorry.
especially in that first episode. It was
Yes.
just all making out, and I've been fast forwarding so much because I'm watching for the plot, to be honest with you. I'm not watching for the steamy makeout. I'm like, let's go. It's not.
I I get uncomfortable when I see people make out. Like it's just like it's like I don't want people watching me when I make out with my boyfriend. Like I don't want so it's just like weird. I don't know. I find it
This
odd.
is a lot of kissing noises.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so that I wasn't there more dates though? I mean, I didn't watch last season. But before that, I feel like they at least went on a few more dates than what
I
I'm
feel like the
seeing.
dates happen later in the season, though. But it's interesting because I feel like we are maybe at the midpoint of the show, and I it's only been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, cosplay more is happening, I think now.
Okay, yeah, then that's usually like the midpoint of the show.
Yeah. And I think someone said on TikTok it's pretty like aligned with where past seasons have been. So yes, I think but like if a couple wins a challenge, like maybe let them go out on a date or do something fun. Like I don't or like if there's Kenzie, how far are you? So yeah. So
It's okay if you spoil.
no, it won't ruin it because Kenzie got recoupled probably in the episode you saw. So like
Yeah.
she should be able to go on dates and like explore the connection a little more between the two. Like and I don't have any issue with her doing like not that I would have an issue, but like in the sense of like it's Love Island. Like everyone committed so soon to each other. And I'm like, aren't you guys supposed to be like seeing if everyone like I feel like that's the point of Love Island, no?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I saw something where it was like this is kinda nothing to do with it, but they said that the villa that they used for the COVID season of Love Island is now Vanderpump Paris in Vegas.
Um,
But yeah, I just there's no one that I'm really standing this season.
no. I mean when Kenzie does the splits, it's really funny to me. So like I stand that aspect. I don't know. I feel like I'm just too old to watch this show.
Yeah, I just think this season the people, they're not as likable as in past seasons. The one like 2 seasons ago where it had Janae and Leah and all them, I liked that season. I liked all the girlies. I was rooting for them, but I
It's
didn't
also a
even watch
lot of
Beyond the Villa
drama.
last season because I wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
Uh, okay,
again,
Summer House, thoughts on the bonus episode?
yes. I I thought the bonus episode was kind of irrelevant though, because they're in Italy, or they were after, like they went to Italy
Yeah,
after it came out.
I know, I
So
agree.
I feel like Lindsay, Lindsay ate at that though. Like
Oh,
when
she did. I was like, "Yes, girl."
yeah, when she was Amanda was like, I've never felt that way. Like no one's ever showed they care. Tons of people care. A man. Okay, like got it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say at this point. I mean, West is
I
apparently not coming back, so probably for the best.
Good riddance. Yosemite Sam. Yeah, I don't know. I've never loved Lindsay more than I have lately, though, I will say. And I listened to that podcast of Carl and Lindsay. Did you
Okay.
listen to it?
I've listened to parts of it, not the whole thing.
Their chemistry.
No, don't be one of those people that wants them back together. I like them as friends. I want them to be like,
I
I
know.
love
I
the
know.
space that
I
they're
like them
in.
as friends too. No, I do too, and I don't want that to get ruined, but just the way that Lindsay was giggling, it was sweet. And the way Carl was acting with her, I was like, if you guys could have been like this while you're in a relationship, things probably would have worked out. I just think they were in different places, but
100%.
I don't think they will date, but it just feels like there is some kind of chemistry there.
Of course. I mean, they were about to get married. I don't think that like the chemistry went away.
Yeah. But if I think about all my exes and if I had to like work with them, there would be negative chemistry.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm happy they get along. Like, if they ended up getting together down the line, like, I wouldn't be like boycotting it or anything. I just like,
Yeah.
I think that like when you can find somebody who like you've been through hell and back with, like they have been
Yeah.
through, it's just nice to see them getting along and just like being friendly.
Yeah.
And like, she literally just recently unblocked him. We have to remember that, like a month ago. So,
On the episode. Oh, wait, no, no. For the Uber
n-
Eats thing, she unblocked him.
yeah, they follow each other on the episode. I did see that.
Yeah.
So that's good. But yeah,
Yeah.
I, you know what? Whatever makes him happy at the end of the day.
Yeah. In other news, I saw Jasmine and Melissa finally got married from the Valley.
Nice, nice. How are you feeling about the Valley?
I don't know. I don't know. How are you feeling? I I don't know.
I I agree with what Danny has said on his podcast.
Danny.
Yeah.
Everything iconic with Danny Pellegrino. I thought you meant Danny from the Valley.
No, no, no. I mean, I don't think he has a podcast. But you never know.
No, no, no. But you know what? He says that a lot of people threaten him thinking he's Danny from the Valley, so let's not throw that rumor out there.
No. We'd never confuse those two. One is more funnier than the other, and that's the one with the podcast. So I agree with what he said on his podcast though, where it's just like, why are we making these people go back to work when they've just had babies? Because like
Yeah.
I feel bad. Like they're clearly in like having a new baby, whether it's your first baby or your third or whatever. Danny and Nia are on their fourth maybe or fifth, but like, and I've never had a baby, so I can't really speak from like experience. But like, there's gonna be like adapting of like what's your life now like with either one or however many kids you have, and I just feel bad that they go on like they obviously want to take care of their kids. Their kids are only going to be so young for so long, and they just want to like enjoy their kids, but also they want to be on the show, which I also don't blame them for. And they're taking these kids to these like cast trips, and like, you know, eh, they have to then like stay with each other and caravan with each other, and you're already getting these people to watch your kids, and I feel for them. I'm sure production was like, we have to get going, like you have to
I
pick up
know.
cameras.
Well, and I will say too, like Danny Pellegrino was talking about this where they all have their kids on these vacations and then like I think it was Lala, she's like, "Oh, I don't want to go on vacation with these kids. I just left my kids." Like, I think about when my friends started having kids, we had a few weddings, and so we had to all go, like, we didn't wanna miss the wedding, but they were all bringing their babies and things like that, and I was like, the wedding party's maybe not a place for a baby, but what other choice do you have? Like and for a wedding, it's obviously different because you don't have control over that timing, but for a show like this, I feel like, why are we bringing the babies on these trips?
Yeah, well, and it's like, okay, I don't know how cast trips work. I don't know if the cast actually has to pay for their like room and flights and all of
I don't
that.
think they do.
But but then it's like they flew out their friends or their babysitter or whoever it is on these
Yeah.
trips to help. And so I'm like, does that also come out of their pocket or is that production? I have no idea. And like, you're going to places that are, I mean, traveling anyway nowadays is expensive. So but I understand wanting to be next to your baby. Like your baby's like a few months old. Like I totally understand that feeling
Yeah.
of wanting that.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I think
And it's
that
like you can't fault them for bringing their baby, but then at the same
no,
time, it's like everyone else is like, "Well, I didn't come here to be on vacation with babies." So,
right. Yeah.
but they want
I
to
could
get
get
paid,
that.
obviously.
Of course. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's like I honestly would love to see Benji more and
Okay,
Jasmine and
yeah,
Melissa more. Like
I feel like
I
they are doing the gays a disservice.
yeah,
And, like, when
100%.
Jasmine was like, "Yeah, because Melissa and I, they always put us in the girls group and they never give us our own space." And I feel like they did that with Zach and Benji too. I'm like, "That's true, that's kinda messed up." Like, if they wanna have romantic time or whatever, like,
Yeah.
Danny and Nia get a room, but Jasmine and Melissa don't, that's not really fair.
Right. And is it because they brought the baby? Still not fair, but like I don't I yeah, I don't but again, if they are paying
Well,
for
no,
it,
because I think Jesse and his girlfriend got
uh,
a
yeah, no, you're
room.
right. You're right. Yeah. I just wish, and maybe Benji doesn't want to be like fully on the show. I mean, I see he's on the show. Like, I remember when was it? They had a party at Zach's house, and like Danny was like, I wasn't drinking, but I'm pretty sure Benji like stared him down, and you see it in the clip. And I was like, I would
He
have loved to
clocked
know
it.
what Benji like, yeah, was like thinking or like, I don't know. And I'm
Yeah,
not
and,
saying
like,
you,
even in the intros, they'll show, like, the couples and their little families, but then, like, the gays, they're in relationships and they don't get to show their
yeah,
significant other.
right.
Not really
If
fair.
it's on the Real Housewives too. Like you get to see friends. Like oh my God, Jennifer on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I think. She's not a main cast member. She's a friend. So like a friend of. And you see her, you see clips of her talking. You see her doing some things from time to time. Like why aren't we giving the same courtesy to people that are on the valley?
Yeah,
Just I don't know. I would love to know more. So that's
yeah,
my stand on on the valley.
I agree. Yeah, so but the good news is I think and I hope Jasmine and Melissa's wedding is at least filmed, so maybe
Yes,
they'll show us more
100%.
of that.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
So the next two pieces are Taylor Swift related. So
Love.
they recently photographed her going into a recording studio. So don't know what that means. Maybe knows what that means, but like I feel like like the song that she came out with, by the way, we talked about it last week. I finally listened to it. It's cute.
I love
I
it.
feel like we didn't see her going into a recording studio. And so
No.
she has a way to like not be seen if she doesn't want to be seen.
Well, here's the other thing too. I saw she posted like a picture and was like, TS5 comes out Friday or whatever. Like she posted that today. And I'm like, TS5, like Toy Story 5 or like a Taylor Swift
Mm, hmm.
album? Probably not. Like, probably not. I think she would do more hype for a full album, but like maybe there'll be another
Right.
song.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
I'm pretty sure like TS is trademarked by Taylor
It
Swift.
is.
Yeah. So like that was great marketing, by the way, from Toy Story and Taylor Swift. But yeah, so I think it's very interesting that we saw her going into a recording studio. Yeah, so excited. Always love Taylor Swift new music,
I know.
no matter what it is. So very happy. And then I don't know if you saw the clip going around of her feeding Travis.
No, I did not see
Okay,
that.
so let me give you some background. So Travis and his brother Jason Kelsey have the podcast New Heights, and they basically were doing a clip with like intern Brandon and the two of them and Kylie Kelsey. And I don't know if there was another person on, but basically they were all talking and they were saying how Travis is now more adventurous with foods. And Kylie was like, yeah, I attribute that to Taylor a lot. And he's like, oh, 100%. And then intern Brandon was like, yeah, it's because she feeds him like an airplane, like you do a child. And so for like a live event that Travis was at, he like mentioned it, and then they filmed this video basically of Taylor Swift making like airplane sounds and like beating Travis.
My
And
gosh,
it's
that's so funny.
hilarious. But the thing is that kind of bothers me is like the internet has taken like its own thoughts with it. Like they clearly, a lot of them did not see the New Heights podcast clip. So they legitimately
Yeah.
think Taylor feeds Travis this way. And I'm just like, what? Do you not understand a joke? Like it's everything Taylor Swift does. You think that like she can't be funny because she is. And so that just always bothers me. But
People just love to
pure icon.
criticize Taylor Swift.
They really do. It's like people love to be like, I don't like her. Okay. Like I
It's
don't go
just like a
around.
flex for some people.
It's so odd. Like, why are we hating on what other people like? My favorite term is don't, what is it? Don't
Don't yuck
yuck
someone's
somebody's yum.
yum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that phrase. And I stand by that phrase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, I think I saw this post, someone was like, "Just to preface, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but she does a great job at XYZ." And I'm like, "You don't need
Yeah.
to preface with I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. No one's
Right.
gonna think like, I don't know.
You
Who
can say
cares?
you don't like her music. Like, that's fine. You're entitled to that opinion. If
If
you
you
say, I
actually
hate her music.
don't,
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. If you've never listened to her music and be like, I don't like her music, it's like, or people are like, oh, she only writes breakup songs. I feel you've never listened to her music at all. And also, like, she's able to put into words what so many others, like, what I felt for in a lot of different situations. And when an artist can do that, yeah, it resonates. And
yeah.
I'm sorry that you can't resonate with that
No,
and that you don't
even
even
like my
try.
husband, I feel like it's a very male thing to say you hate Taylor Swift. Thankfully, my husband loves Taylor Swift also, but he was like, for the longest time, I was not an anti-Swiftie, but I wasn't like the level of a fan that I am now. So I didn't really like Folklore or Evermore. Like I just hadn't listened to it enough. And I'm like, Gilbert, what's your favorite Taylor Swift album? And he's like, Folklore. And I'm like, I know you're joking with me. And he's like, no. And then he named off maybe 5 very niche songs.
Nice.
I was like, "All right, I guess he does."
It's good. It's good. You know, I feel like the one everyone says is like Love Story, which is a great song. I'm
Yeah.
not knocking Love Story, but there would I feel like I haven't thought of my top 5. I feel like I need to like think about what my top 5 are. I know what my top 1 is.
I could tell you my top albums. I can't rank the songs, but I could tell you my albums, or, like, my favorite song is All Too Well 10-minute version, hands down.
That's a good one. Mine is You're Losing Me. They
I
the
do
like
love that song.
yeah. I don't feel like a lot of people it resonates with me so much for, a big reason I think for me in my past. So I just again, she was able to capture something that like I was like, "Oh my gosh, you've captured the feeling." And now like when I listen to it, I can go back to that space, but not like be angry or sad, just be like, "That happened to me." And like I still enjoy the song because it's like you're on the other end of it. And
I
yeah,
know, and it's crazy that so many of her songs are, like, about very specific things that she went through, but somehow she tells a story in a way that everybody relates to it, because we've all been through something kind of adjacent or similar, or, like, we take the words in a different way. It's what a wonderful poet does, so, like,
yes.
praise for
And
the Taylor Swift.
she definitely proved she was a poet on the Tortured Poets department. So, she's got range and I love it.
She really does, yeah.
Okay, so continuing on the theme of music, Miranda from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is releasing a song called F U for that. And it's like the letter F, the letter U, and then the number 4, and then that. I don't think the song has released, but it's been clips on TikTok. It sounds really good. And obviously, Chase has been in the comments because that's her ex husband. And she's also like, I think like an interviewer asked her, like, oh, is it about Chase? And she's like, no, it's just about like this feeling of like, you're tired of someone taking, I don't know exactly what she said, but like, and then she was like, obviously some of it is going to be about my ex because like, how could it not, But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the listen. I didn't know
Cute,
she
I
was
love
into music.
Miranda.
Yeah,
No.
but I'm excited. All of them on that show are doing something, and I think that's why they started Montauk was for them to pursue their dreams, and they're getting to do that. So it's nice to
Yeah,
see.
that's awesome.
Next up is I don't know too much about these artists, but Bunny XO and Jelly Roll are divorcing.
Hmm. I don't
So
know who
Jelly
Bunny
Roll,
XO is.
So that's just his wife. She has a podcast, and but basically the background of them two together is Jelly Roll had like he was like living in his car, I think, and he didn't have like the best like he wasn't taking care of himself, and he had a daughter, and she basically took him in and they worked through a lot, and he got famous, then he lost a lot of weight, and now apparently they're divorcing. And people were also saying she was liking a lot of things on TikTok, so I went to her like reposts, and she basically was like, at the end of the day, like a man's going to do what a man's going to do, and like you just can't like dwell on it. You have to just keep growing. Like basically like hinting that's something he did. Don't know too much. That's all alleged. I mean, she did repost stuff, but the words I used might have been paraphrased. But yeah. So and they've been together for a while.
Interesting
Yeah.
thing.
And then the last piece of news is the Shrek trailer. Shrek 4 came out, which I'm a big Shrek person, obviously. And people are really upset because I guess DreamWorks, I think, is the team that does it. They've improved, in air quotes, the animation. And it does not look like the same Shrek. And it looks really weird. Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
have to look this up.
also in Shrek 3 or Shrek 2, no, Shrek 3, you find out that Shrek has 3 kids and they only keep showing you 2 kids. So hopefully they have all 3 kids. It was supposed to come out and then they like took it back to the drawing board, and I think everyone thought they were fixing the animation, but then I think they forgot to include the other 2 twins. So that's why they went back to the drawing board, because we were all like, you got to keep up with the consistency of the story you're telling. But they've apparently updated the the animation of it all.
Huh. I saw something. I'm looking it up right now of like the little boys, how they have the little top ramen haircut.
Hmm. And Zendaya, I think, is in this one. She plays the daughter. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw stuff how they like didn't stay consistent with her eye color. Yeah, it is interesting. The Fiona does not look right.
Right? It's sad because I watched Shrek 1 and 2 like last week. So I'm
I'm
not
disappointed.
too
I have
yeah.
a feeling we'll end up at Universal Kids at some point. I bet you they'll incorporate it there because they just opened Universal Kids in Frisco. So I want to go
Oh
with the kids.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, hopefully the hype has died down a little bit so it's not like super crazy
I don't
for
want to go in
lines
the
and
summer
things.
while it's hot.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of all the celebrity gossip I think we have. So,
Love it.
yeah, let me just pull up my notes. So, my spiral today, I changed the topic from what I texted you, and it's going to be short and sweet, but it's going to be pretty fun. I did it on, hold on, let me pull it up. I did it on Legos because I know we
Oh,
brought up
fun.
Legos last week, and I know we talked about obviously Legos today. So, I kind of am going to just talk about background of Legos and kind of what got it started, and then kind of where it is today, which I think is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So, most people think of Legos obviously as the Legos that we have today, which are the bricks, and that is actually not how it got started. So, Lego was founded in the 1930s by a Danish carpenter named, and I'm going to butcher this probably, Ole Kirk Christensen, and he is from a small town called Billund. I'm probably butchering that a lot, but basically, they were originally making wooden toys. So, complete opposite of Legos that we know it today. And the phrase Lego in Danish actually means play well. But funny enough, and I don't think Christensen knew this at the time, but in Latin, Lego also translates to I put together or I assemble. So
Mm.
yeah, super fun background. And it just ended up being like a perfect name and a perfect fit for this company as we know it today. So again, while I mentioned that it got started around the mid 1930s and it was wooden toys, by the late 1940s is when they developed the plastic version of the brick that we know it today. Um, and they officially introduced the brick in the early 50s. So like they started innovating in the late 40s. So it took them a couple of years. And what's remarkable about the Lego today is it can still connect perfectly from Legos you bought like 30 years ago to a Lego you bought today. So they're
Mm.
interchangeable parts, which I think is really interesting. from the beginning, Lego was all about basically creating toys to help kids with their encouraging creativity and problem solving. And honestly, I always thought Lego to be a kid's toy. I know my
Hmm.
brothers growing up had like totes and totes and totes of Legos, and it really took a turn for Legos in, I don't remember the exact year, but I think the 1960s, there was actually a fire that burned down their warehouse of all their wooden toys. So all of their inventory, because they were still making it, like burned down. And so they had to obviously save their company and pivot. And that's really when they leaned heavily into the brick that we know it today. And I'm pretty sure they don't do wooden toys anymore. I think it's all purely the bricks now. But that really changed the future of this company. And actually, because of that, January 28th is now a celebrated day of International Lego Day because it marks the day and the anniversary of when they filed for the patent for the Lego brick.
Hmm.
And yeah, so it's interesting. Over the years, like I said, it's been more for children, but as of today, you're now seeing it be adapted more by adults. As I've mentioned, for me, actually, I never played with Legos as a kid. And it wasn't until I bought a Lego set at Sam's Club where I was like, wait, this is actually really fun. And there's actually a lot of benefits that you're seeing from adults with building Legos. So it's giving people like a way for them to relax at the end of the day. It's a way to boost their like endorphins and all their hormones because like if you go to a regular 9 to 5 job, you're wanting something to do that's not sitting at a desk or crunching numbers or whatever it is that you do on your 9 to 5. And so
Yeah.
Lego is kind of giving you that same creativity that it gives to kids and is actually like refueling you to go back to work the next day because you're not like you're activating different parts of your brain. And there is actually a term for adult Lego fans called AFOLs, I believe is how you pronounce the acronym, which is adult fans of Lego.
Cute.
Yeah. So I guess I should add that to my my Instagram bio maybe. So another thing about Legos, like I said, it could fit like a 30-year-old brick could fit onto the model you're making today. And while there are thousands of Lego pieces in the sense of like that it takes to build, they actually use a lot of the same bricks to build projects. So like you're only seeing a few different varieties of the actual brick that it's made and then they base the design off of that because it just limits production. They're able to change them whatever color they want, and you're not going to see anything crazy. So it's like actually too, if you're like working on a project that's a Lego and then you start another one, you most likely can like interchange them and like. I think that's probably why they give you spare parts when you're building a Lego set, is because it allows you to be flexible with it. And if you lose one for another one, then you have a resource in a bag to go back to.
I wonder if they do that, like, at Legoland, you see all those Lego figures, the life-size Lego figures, I wonder if they reuse some of those, like, they take apart pieces and
Yeah,
then use them.
I would think so. That would be a
Yeah.
smart business for them and cost effective. That's 100% sure.
Yeah.
So obviously you mentioned Legoland, which is a great point because I was also going to bring that up. So obviously this town in Denmark is a place that you can go and visit. The community that lives there fully embraces Lego. Apparently, like even a lot of the architecture is now like kind of Lego themed.
Cute.
Yeah, and you can go and visit, which I think is now on my bucket list to go do because like how could you hate that? But there is actually something called the Lego Inside Tour, which is not like the typical factory tour. It's a 3-day tour that you have to like apply for, um, kind of like you would like the Masters in a sense, or a tennis match. Like you have to apply, and if they select you, then you can pick a day and a time to show up. It includes like a Lego history, meeting the designers, seeing the operations, and apparently fans from all over the world travel to get these extremely limited spots. And you get merchandise that you can't get anywhere else. So it's very much like a very like not secretive, but close knit kind of opportunity that they pick people from around the world to go do. So
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, I actually have it in my calendar. In October is when it opens up for you to apply for 2027. So maybe I'll be in Denmark in 2027. Who knows?
That'd be real cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I've mentioned that this has really been great for not only kids but for adults. It seems like Lego has like really been able to bond, and sales have only gone up from what I've seen in all the articles for Legos, just because of the now. I believe they've said that adults are now like the main drivers with Lego, and the way that they adapted that is obviously they have the 18 and up Lego builds, and that takes more time, and probably a little more money for you to build.
Yeah.
And I also know that they do like it now, like launches. They do kind of like what Apple does with their iPhones. They're like, here's all of the new innovations that we're launching for Legos. They've leaned into a lot more like
Cool.
architecture when it comes to designs with Lego. Yeah, they're doing fun and great things, and that's kind of what I wanted to dive into today. So that is
I
Lego.
love
Also,
it.
you're not supposed to call them Legos. It's just supposed to be called Lego. So I probably said that, yeah, throughout the call. But yes,
Is
apparently it's not plural. It's just Lego. Like you're just building a Lego. It's never Legos.
I'm
Yeah.
never gonna be able to do that.
Build a Lego?
It's gonna always be Legos.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I know. I saw that and I was like, okay. It's like when the Uno card people are like, you can't play Uno this way. I'm gonna play Uno this way. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the house rule.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
love it.
Exactly.
Legoland is one of the best places. It's so fun.
I went when I was a kid, in England. And
Well, that's so cool.
yes, my dad was trying to get like his CPA, which is like a finance thing in England. I don't know why. We're American. Not anything against England, just like really random, I think. So
Yeah.
my dad took us to England, and I went for 2 weeks, and there's a photo of me and my brothers at Legoland. I don't remember too much of
How
it,
cute.
but yes. Yeah. So on my list to go back. Yeah.
That's fun. I grew up near Legoland in California. It's maybe like 20 minutes from my house, so we would kind of go a lot. Yeah,
I bet you I
super
mean,
fun.
the merch is probably like super fun to look at.
Yeah, yeah. It was a lot of like the girls Lego or like Lego Ninjago, but I think it's probably different now. That it's been a while since I've been. Yeah. Love it. Okay, well, let's dive into our shout out section. I have a shout out. First of all, I don't know if this is a good shout out. It's just a shout out of something I experienced. When I was in New York, I went to The Row, which is the Olsen twins brand.
Okay.
And I just have to say, first of all, I was there on their 40th birthday. So I was really excited about that. But then, second of all, I'm just like a really big Olsen twins fan. But then we went in, and I know that this is the goal of their brand is to be very inconspicuous. So there wasn't a huge sign on the wall. It was pretty little. When you go in, there's like armed security everywhere and they're like following you around. I'm like, this is crazy. I don't even know if I'm allowed to be in the store. Pick up a jacket, $11,000. It's like,
That's
this is
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to be in here. So I did not buy anything, but I will say a shout out to the Olsen twins because I did watch while we were in New York. I watched New York Minute and that movie,
So good.
I was
So good.
cackling. Yeah, it was very interesting watching it back.
When you picked up the jacket, did you try it on or did you immediately just be like, no? Okay.
I immediately put it down. I was like, I feel like I'm not even allowed to touch anything because everything in their store was like a rack, an item, a foot of space, another item, and there's just one of
Oh,
everything. Everything is super spaced out and minimal.
yeah, minimalistic for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you got to see it. I saw the wallet you posted on Instagram too. Super cute.
It's a magic wallet. It's so cool. Some guy was making magic wallets out of VHS tapes. They had so many cool ones. You would have loved it. They had like While You Were Sleeping, like a bunch of old rom-coms.
I
Yeah.
literally watch
They
that
had
movie like once a week.
yes, they had a bunch of old rom-coms. They had Beauty and the Beast Christmas, just some random videos that I used to watch as a kid. Little Mermaid 2, I was like, "I wanna buy all of these," but
Does
I
he
ended
have
up
an Instagram
buying
or a
one.
website? Or
I
is
don't
he
think
just
he
like, was he
did.
just a street vendor?
He was just a street vendor.
It's one of my favorite things about New York, you know? You never know what you're gonna get
I
and what you're
know.
gonna see. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Okay, and then the other shout out. So I just recently heard about this thing that resurfaced. People are talking about how Tyra Banks wrote a novel back in 2011. I sent you the reel of this, but basically, I've just been going down this rabbit hole all day today. She wrote a novel back in 2011. It was a 500-page book, and it was people are saying it's like America's Next Top Model mixed with Harry Potter mixed with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That's a wild array of mixed.
It's like a book about a model who goes to this school and she has like misfit friends. One of them is a plus size girly, one is albino, and one is short. And they have to fight the beauty standards of the school. And then it has all this crazy stuff like the crazy magic rule is that everyone who shows up gets their period all at the same time.
The frick? What?
Yeah, it is crazy. So then I'm going down this rabbit hole. This all goes back to Mary-Kate and Ashley because apparently Tyra Banks wrote out copies of her book, like signed one for Mary-Kate, one for Ashley, and they immediately donated it to Goodwill. And
Good
so
for them.
people like somebody found it at Goodwill and it said like Mary-Kate, it had the written message, but it's funny because they obviously didn't even open the book. Otherwise, they probably would have taken the note out, but they just immediately donated it.
I mean, yeah, that doesn't surprise me I mean, it surprises me, but I feel like we didn't realize how bad and toxic Tyra Banks was until a little while ago. And now it's just like all these things are being brought to light, which, yeah, it's good for us, probably not best for her, but
No,
yeah.
I mean, I'm
Well,
entertained, but like,
yeah, no, that's crazy. I feel like I need to get what is it, the Sparks notes of this book just to
yeah,
get
I
like the
sent you some
synopsis.
reels of it where they like kind of talk
Oh, they did
about,
it? Okay.
yeah,
I'll watch. I'll
it's
watch.
just so unhinged.
I saw recently Tyra Banks is like suing Netflix for the documentary because
Wow.
they did America's Next Top Model documentary, and I don't remember the exact like number, but they said that she is complaining that they only used like 15 minutes of her in the entire documentary, and I guess she had a lot more that she said, but probably a lot of fluff and filler, to be honest. I
Yeah,
didn't even like the 15 minutes we saw of Tyra Banks in the documentary. She took no accountability. She blamed everyone else.
yeah.
And yeah, didn't really care for it. And apparently he's trying to bring back America's Next Top Model.
We
No.
gotta just let it die at this point.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy time.
Oof.
Yeah.
What are
Well,
your
loved
shout
your
outs this week?
shout outs. Yeah, mine. I don't know if I have many. I want to shout out Olivia Rodrigo.
Hmm.
Her new album, I just listened to it. I've been so behind, but I just listened to it and every song slaps. Like
Mm,
I feel like it's very rare for me to find an album where I can listen to all the songs.
yeah,
There's only been like obviously Taylor Swift is one. Sabrina Carpenter's album where she had like Espresso and all of those. Love that album.
yeah.
This one, and I think it's because I've been through like a place of heartbreak before, but her album is You Seems Pretty Sad for a Girl in Love, I think is the title.
Mm,
And it talks about how like you're in this relationship and you just like you think it's the person that you want and like you get through all this stuff and then you just realize like why do I not feel happy? Like why am I so sad? Like is this how I'm supposed to feel every day, just like numb, and is this life? And I've been in that feeling. So shout out to her. Her and I are both Pisces, have the same exact birthday. So while I am a little bit older than her, I feel like yeah, I relate to what she did on this album. And I've never listened to a full
mhm.
album of hers before. So not saying I haven't heard of her music, but yeah. So shout out to her. If you haven't listened to it, it's really good. I feel
I
like
have
Tony was
not, and I do plan to. I loved her past albums, and actually, Olivia Rodrigo is from a very similar place to where I am in California. She's from Marietta, which is
nice.
maybe like
Okay.
20 minutes from where I lived last in California.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, listen to it. Let me know what you think, because
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty good. I listened to it this morning. And I was already sad when it ended. It wasn't a lot of songs, and not knocking her in that. I'm just saying like it went my Spotify went through all of it, and then I was like, "Oh my God, it's over." Like it immediately switched to another song off of the album. So, yeah.
Well,
I know. I think that's my also I want to shout out my nutritionist. Uh, Not that we've done anything yet, but she's just been really kind. So, yeah.
love that.
Shout out to her. But
Has she
yeah,
given you any
that's
good
it.
tips?
So yes. So I have like an issue with like binge eating, just where like I love to like snack and then I feel guilty about snacking. So then I snack more. So she's kind of been helping me with like getting like good snacks in the house. And she's like, you should be snacking. But she's like, make sure you eat like every 3 hours. And like right now, she's just like, if you feel like eating, eat it. But like make sure you're also trying to plan your meals. And I feel like that mentality of like not being so restrictive because I've done, so many diets in the past and
Yeah.
even fell victim to Instagram nutritionists. This lady is, I found her on Instagram, but she's actually a nutritionist. She actually has credentials. She charges my insurance company. So that's how, like, I know she's legit.
Yeah.
And the mentality of like snacking every 3 hours helps because like I'll sit down and I'll eat and it's 9 that or 8:30 that I eat. And then I'm like, oh, it's 11-ish or 11:30. And I'm like, okay, well, if I eat at 8:30, 11:30, I can eat now. And it's
Yeah.
getting me out of this routine of like thinking I have to eat at a certain time and like that I can't have a snack and because, yeah, and I was like skipping meals recently, so that wasn't. And she's not putting anything crazy on me. She said, like, on average, I said I was walking 6,000 steps a day. And she says, I love that. Like, I don't, she's like, for now, I don't think you should do it anymore. Like that. She's like, that's not going to be, like, walking is important, but it doesn't need to be your all or nothing. So she's like, you work from home, 6K is a lot of steps. So it's just like positivity that she's like bringing back into this like world where you're getting so much information overload that, yeah, it feels nice.
I love that. Maybe I need to see a nutritionist, especially with all my tummy issues.
Yeah, no,
But
this girl specifically said she like deals with tummy issue stuff too. So I can send you their Instagram.
yeah, send me
But
her Instagram.
But yeah, and then this just came to me as I was talking about it. I want to shout out these people because it's things not to do. So recently, I don't know if you've heard, but I've been on the side of TikTok where there was a girl that recently tried to trademark Hot Girls Read.
I heard about that.
And then most recently, a girl trademarked Hot Girls Walk or Hot Girl Walk, which I'm like, I don't know like what we can trademark anymore. So
Can you just, I
yeah,
mean, you can just trademark anything at this point.
apparently. Yeah,
See,
apparently. So yeah, be diabolical. Yeah. So shout out for like not what to because like they lost business and stuff. Like it's not great. So yeah. Anyways, I think that's all I have. Thanks everyone for listening to Spilling and Spiraling, and we hope you join us next week.